Coming up on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, Family Fitness. The ribbon is cut on a brand new facility in the Princess Anne corridor. Plus, Cleanup Day. Dozens volunteer their time to spruce up the oceanfront. And a new addition. The Virginia Aquarium welcomes a rehabilitated harbor seal. That and more coming up as we access Virginia Beach. Hello and welcome to VBTV's Access Virginia Beach, a program that informs you of news and events from around our city and schools. I'm Mickey Aceto. Thanks for joining us. Since 1844, YMCA programs have reached out to young people, the military, families, and senior citizens. And now, thanks to the generosity of the city, a new YMCA has opened in the Princess Anne corridor. Whether it's exercising those legs, pumping some iron, or teaching youngsters to swim, this new facility offers the latest amenities for promoting a healthy spirit, mind, and body for all. The Christopher Farms Elementary School Choir kept things in a light mood at a recent ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new facility.
1, 2, 3.
Thank goodness for all that stood up to make this happen. Obviously the Y, Trinity Church, Tide Swimming, and then the public side, the city of Virginia Beach.
The city graciously donated 10 acres of land for this $16.7 million project. And judging by the volume of guests using the facility, it was a great investment.
Well, it's fantastic to have a beautiful facility like this. You know, Y buildings are just tools that we use to help children grow and achieve their greatest God-given potential. This facility is packed with all types of features to help kids grow and help people improve their healthy lifestyles.
And on this breezy April afternoon, members of the Tide Swim Club practiced their strokes in an Olympic-sized heated pool.
This is an incredible facility and asset to have in the city of Virginia Beach. You know, in the history of the city of Virginia Beach, we've never been able to host meets in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. So this will be our first Olympic-sized swimming pool where we can host meets.
The facility is located at 2121 Lansdowne Road, just around the corner from the Sportsplex. For more information, log on to the website listed below. April is National 911 Education Month. For 40 years, 911 has served as the vital link between the public and emergency services. But with technology changing throughout the decades, it's important to know your role when calling. In fact, you can now text to 911. Let's take a look at how that service works.
Imagine there's an intruder in your home. You're hiding in your closet with your cell phone and you need help. In Virginia Beach, you can now text to 911.
Text to 911 is the capability of citizens to reach the 911 emergency center via their cell phone or mobile device.
In situations where it's too dangerous for a caller to speak, or if the caller is deaf, hard of hearing, or speech disabled, text messaging could save the day. The Virginia Beach 911 call center is now equipped and trained to receive text messages. Simply enter 911 in the number field, type in your location and the reason you need help, and hit send. You will receive a response from a 911 professional. Texting to 911 does come with unique challenges. Virginia Beach 911 wants you to call if you can, text if you can't.
It's best to call 911. The information is received faster and it's more reliable. When you text, you receive no special priority on the way the call comes in, and the information we receive is limited.
Only traditional text messages will work with the service, and normal messaging rates may apply. So check with your carrier to see if your plan will allow you to text 911. The service works with each of the nationwide wireless carriers, and more will be added. Visit vbgov.com/VB911 for more information.
911 is the right number to call in an emergency. If you need to talk about police, fire, or rescue matters, but do not need them to hurry to you, call 385-5000 instead. Natural, open space areas are important to the quality of lifestyle Virginia Beach citizens come to enjoy. Many areas have been purchased over the years, and keeping those areas open and safe to the public takes some work on behalf of the city. Lake Smith is one of those areas. A scenic location in a quiet corner of Virginia Beach, it's now receiving some TLC thanks to a community service project titled Day of Service. Stihl Incorporated employees lent their time and expertise to remove hazardous trees and improve the landscaping at Lake Lawson, Lake Smith Natural Area, a 42-acre preserve located in the Bayside District of Virginia Beach.
All of our natural areas are just what they sound like. They are natural areas where we have come in and just done very minimal disturbance or development.
Lake Smith was originally a fishing station owned by Norfolk. In fact, they still own the water, and there's plenty of it.
There are roughly 43 acres of land, and there's about 387 acres of water. The land is owned by the City of Virginia Beach. The water is owned by the City of Norfolk. It's a reservoir.
Today's activities mark the 9th year Stihl has participated in the project. Over the years, they've volunteered more than 2,000 hours and saved the city $95,000.
We do product demos all the time when customers come to visit us, but here's an opportunity for our folks to get their hands on the product and just see how it works in the real world, so to speak.
Mulch made from the work will be used to spruce up the trails and flower beds. Putting Stihl's product on the line has saved the city hundreds of thousands of dollars during the partnership. But the real-world learning experience is worth it to Stihl.
We are not professional loggers by any part of the imagination, but we do have some basics that we want our folks to understand and to experience that. You know, you can get the book learning and learn it from a manual all day long, but to experience it live with a tree is a very rare opportunity. So we're excited to be able to have that opportunity and support the City of Virginia Beach at the same time.
The park itself is used for many different opportunities: hiking, fishing, walking dogs, sightseeing, bird watching, and much more.
This park alone is, out of the 43 acres of land, only 4 acres of it is actually developed. And over the course of whether it's just time, the trees, competition, or the minimal impact we have, trees become hazardous. They begin to die, they rot, other trees, storms, inclement weather knock over a tree and then it impacts another tree. And so we want to make sure that those trees aren't going to be a danger to any individual that's on the trail or any of our amenities.
The purpose of the annual Stihl Day of Service event is to give professionals in the landscape industry an opportunity to plan, organize, and implement volunteer service projects that benefit their own communities. And the community service projects continue, this time across town at the Oceanfront, as dozens participate in the iServe movement.
We're going to be using bags. I think you guys are working in groups of about 10.
Armed with plastic gloves and orange trash bags, more than 100 young philanthropists storm the boardwalk and beach area to help clean up our community.
Pick it up! Pick it up! Let's go, guys!
They are all members of BAYDA, the Black Adventist Youth Directors Association. More than 2,000 members from across the country came to the resort city for their week-long conference.
We didn't come to Virginia Beach just to be part of a vacation, but we came to Virginia Beach to also show people that although we are part of the church, we don't only stay in the church, we go outside of the 4 walls and we do ministry as well.
And boy, did they put the kids to work. They braved high winds and whipping sand to clean up all kinds of litter during iServe, their day of community service.
Some of the things we found were old bottle caps, beer cans, the little wrappers around, the little aluminum wrappers around the beer cans. So things like that, small things, but they can still be dangerous.
The project gave teens a chance to give back, even though many of them don't call Virginia Beach home.
It's important to donate your time wherever you are. If you have the time to give back to people, it's important to remember that we all share this planet. We were all given this planet by God to take care of. And wherever you are responsible for where you are. and who you're with.
The Convention and Visitors Bureau worked tirelessly to bring the conference to the resort city.
We first started working with this group 2 years ago. We submitted the proposal to hopefully have the convention come to Virginia Beach. We had a core group of individuals come in to look at the area. They liked what they saw and eventually booked. So we knew all of these projects and things were going to happen, but to actually see it come to fruition has been, quite amazing.
BAYDA performed a variety of community service projects across Hampton roads as part of their iServe movement. They cleaned up more than 10 blocks at the Oceanfront alone. Okay, now it's the school division's turn to join in on the fun. Let's take a look at how students and staff at Bettie F. Williams Elementary are benefiting from a day of caring.
This is our second annual day, and a day of caring is for us to come in to help Mr. Sullivan, the principal at Bettie F. Williams, support what's going on in the classroom.
More than 35 student volunteers from First Colonial High School's Legal Studies Academy donated their time to work with these young learners. From science to literacy, multiple learning stations were set up around the cafeteria.
We're helping them with fractions and just word problems and things like that, and we're giving them books. Each kid gets their own book, and we're making bookmarks with them. We're helping them with parts of the plant cell and other things like that.
It was definitely a day full of learning and laughing, a favorite activity among students.
Where we had to write about I love my teacher because I love Miss Gomez so much and she helps me with my math.
This was the second year they've held the Day of Caring event. Students from Bettie F. Williams loved working with the high schoolers.
They are very helpful and they help you with many things, like if you're off spelling or if you need help.
Each student even got to pick out their very own book.
I got my book by just looking around and finding the one I really like, and I got German Stihl in the Halloween book.
The two schools teamed up to host the event. It was a win-win for all involved.
The goal of the event is really for our students to realize the impact that they can have on their younger counterparts to help prepare them because they're the future.
Thanks to the generosity of the Legal Studies Academy, the entire elementary school got to participate in fun games and educational activities. Coming up next on this edition of Access Virginia Beach, hungry but don't feel like cooking? Then head to the farmers market for their food truck rodeo. And meet Rudder, the Virginia Aquarium's newest addition. Find out how he ended up in Virginia Beach. We'll have that and more when we return. Virginia Beach Schools Parent Connection is your one-stop resource for information and events which support families and promote student success. Do you feel like your child is constantly pushing the boundaries with their behaviors? Is it possible for a parent to be kind and firm at the same time? Plan to join CHKD for a free Parent Academy workshop, Positive Discipline for Parents of Children ages 5 to 12 years old, being held at the CHKD Health and Surgery Center at Princess Anne in the first floor conference room. This is a 4-part series based on the Positive Discipline program by Dr. Jane Nelson, and parents are encouraged to attend all sessions. Classes meet every Monday beginning May 9th from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Parents will learn how to get to the core of their child's misbehavior and gain some positive discipline techniques that will help you to establish a stronger relationship with your child while teaching your child to think and act responsibly. Call 668-9304 for more information or register online at the address on your screen. Parents, bring your children in grades K through 5 to Bayside Special Services Library, Tuesday, May 17th from 6 to 6:45 p.m. to enjoy positive reading with therapy dogs. Your children will practice their reading skills and gain confidence by sharing stories with furry friends who are great listeners. Registration begins 2 weeks prior to the start of the program, and participants may register online at www.vbgov.com/library-events. To learn more about important deadlines or to see a complete calendar of Parent Connection events, visit vbschools.com and click on the Parent tab at the top of the page. Welcome back to Access Virginia Beach. I'm Mickey Aceto. Parents, listen up. Now's the time to start planning for your child's summer break. Virginia Beach's parks and recreation summer camps are safe, affordable, and fun all summer long. And now they're accepting registration. Whether it's school, recreation, or athletic-based, there are plenty of camps that cater to your child's needs. Parks and Rec offers weekly camps for preschoolers through rising ninth graders, both at the rec centers and at many elementary and middle schools. For a complete list of camps, log on to vbgov.com/parks. The Farmers Market has always been a place where families meet and experience a wide variety of fun and, of course, plenty of homegrown produce, no matter the season. But a recent partnership has formed that brings citizens a little more than the fruits of the garden. On your normal visit to the market, fresh-grown tomatoes and homemade honey are just a few of the delicious treats you'll find on display. But as they used to say in the Old West, there's a new chef in town.
Great family atmosphere, great time, good local food here with our food trucks. It brings people to our farmers market. It's very exciting.
Delightful treats offered by the Hampton Roads Food Truck Association offer you a little more than your average garden variety.
Between memories and the reality of now.
Cool tunes come along with the delicious treats, and there's plenty of room to spread out and relax.
We started this process on March 30th. We had 4 food trucks come out, over 700 people. That included a dessert truck. And we had a great evening, wonderful night of entertainment with the Food Truck Association along with the carnival. Tonight we're going to have live music. We're going to have 5 food trucks in the dessert truck, and the carnival will be here. And it should be a wonderful evening.
Food truck vendors realize how important it is to reach out to people's hearts and, more importantly, their appetites.
We are members of a food truck association, the Hampton Roads Food Truck Association, and we're having a food truck rodeo. It's a chance to bring the trucks out and bring the public together. The food truck scene right now is really popular, and it's just a way to get us out there and get people to see what it's all about.
Well, what I've heard from last week, it was a really good crowd. With this partnership with the city and the farmers market here, a great institution here for fresh foods, fresh vegetables. It comes into really being a good, great partnership here to introduce more food trucks into the area.
Boardwalk Amusements runs the carnival that's on site, and it's a hit with the youngsters. The rides are for children up to age 12, but if you're over 12, don't worry, fun is just a bite away.
It's good quality stuff, great family place, picnic tables, plenty of places to sit and hang out.
If you missed out on last week's fun, don't worry. Delicious eats, live bands, and of course, homegrown fruits and veggies can be found at future food truck rodeos every other Wednesday at the Farmers Market. Log on to vbgov.com/farmersmarket for details. Did you know that the school division offers partial immersion programs in Spanish at select elementary and middle schools? Studies show that there are many advantages to bilingualism. Let's take a look at a video that shows students and teachers at work in the classroom.
Rojo, rojo, es el mejor color. Me gusta el rojo, ¿sabes por qué? Es porque mi papá es un...
It's an extraordinary opportunity for the students to learn another language from an early age, and the studies have shown that if students study earlier, they are able to study longer articulations of the language, achieve higher proficiency, and more native-sounding pronunciation. It started at Christopher Farms Elementary School, a partial immersion Spanish elementary program with first grade, and then it layered each year till grade 5. Those students have already completed high school, the first students who were in that cohort. We are expanding now beyond Christopher Farms to other schools. We are hoping to expand further to other schools and other languages.
Estado de la materia. ¿Cuál es un estado, Morgan? El sólido, Adeline?
The program is a 50-50 partial immersion. So the students spend half the day in Spanish. They are receiving the curriculum for Virginia Beach City Public Schools in science and math in the target language. And then the other half of the day, they are being taught the other subjects like social studies and English language arts in English. So these two teachers, they're in a teaching team.
Even for them, it catches them off guard. If I use English, they'll look at me like, what? Like, and they'll confused, they become confused. They're more used to just listening to Spanish all the time. And they know that if they're gonna participate, if their hand is up and if they're gonna answer, they know it's in Spanish. Or I'll look at them and say, I don't understand. Or I'll look at them and say, can you repeat that in Spanish, of course? And then they'll look like, oh, that's right. Like I have to just switch back. But they often just, once they're with me, they know. With Señora Moran, it's in Spanish. With Mr. Kevinson, it's in English. And so it just becomes like a natural way of their day at school.
Entonces, va a ser la misma canción, pero vas a cantar alto y bajo.
It's all beneficial to the kids, just because there's the culture component of social awareness and diversity. There's the bilingual component. Once a child in first grade acquires or has a language acquisition skill, it is so much easier for them in the future to just understand and acquire other languages.
Because the nature of the program is speaking Spanish, it's like a fish out of water, immerse it in a different culture or in a different language. What we do is I always speak in Spanish first. Now, but it changes throughout the year. Like for example, in the beginning, they're a little nervous. So what I do is I speak to them in both English and Spanish. First, I do one sentence in Spanish, and then I repeated the same thing in English, so that they can feel comfortable. And then I use songs, visuals, and that helps children feel comfortable because nobody's on the spot. I start with the calendar, and again, the calendar is part of Virginia Beach City Public Schools curriculum. It just happens that I say it in Spanish. They learn days of the week, months of the year. They have to learn numbers. They learn about weather, place value. Everything is included in the calendar. After about 2 months, they feel like pretty comfortable with it. And then what happens is they start translating for me. It's just beautiful to see because I say something in Spanish and then you have these little hands trying to translate to everybody what I just said. And it works. Now by January, they feel that they can speak the language and they feel very confident about it. We still do the Spanish and English, but I do very little English. Like I try to say everything in Spanish. And by the end of the year, Spanish is like a second nature to them. They absolutely love it.
When I go in and observe the classrooms, what I am constantly astounded to see is the students do not realize they're speaking another language. They're just excited to express what they've learned to their teacher and to their peers. A common misconception about immersion programs is that the students' English literacy suffers. But in fact, the studies have shown that the students' literacy is improved in English because there is a transfer between what the students are learning in one language, regardless of the language, and the English language. Students learn to compare verb forms and syntax, and they do a lot of this on an unconscious level, and all of that is transferred to English.
A lot of the students who I've had here who've continued in the Spanish immersion program onto Lansdowne Middle are just so successful. You know, they get into 6th grade, taking a close to high school class, and begin to acquire their high school credits, and it's just like, they don't feel so lost. I grew up in a bilingual home, and so at that time, so few children, my classmates were bilingual. And so now it's like, I get to give these kids the opportunity, okay, you don't have a bilingual home, but you have a bilingual school, bilingual teacher, you understand another language, you can communicate in another way that most people can't. Like, the opportunity is just, it's once in a lifetime for some of these kids. They'll be successful, just give us a chance to work with them.
The first program was established at Christopher Farms Elementary in 2002. The division hopes to expand the program to include more schools and languages. Each month, Superintendent Aaron Spence highlights one student, staff, or community partner that is driven, passionate, and determined. The video is then presented to the school board during their meetings. Today, we're introducing you to Caitlin DeRiga, a 7th grade student at Princess Anne Middle School who started something special in her school to remember those deployed in the military.
I thought maybe the second or third time people were going to start to catch on, but more people wore red on the first Friday than I would have thought. RED stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. When I was kind of just researching stuff, I saw it online and I thought, I don't see many of that here in Virginia Beach. So can I bring this to the principal and say, can I bring this awareness idea into the school? and spread it throughout the community. He thought it was an awesome idea. He got with guidance and he started it going for the last Friday on every month.
I thought it was an incredible idea, first of all, but I have to tell you that she's an amazing kid, so it didn't surprise me coming from her. The first time I met her was in 6th grade because she was coming to me to talk to me about college, which, as you can imagine, doesn't happen very often. So I knew this was a kid with some pretty lofty goals who had a bigger picture in mind.
There are other organizations that do this in the country, but for me it was about spreading it to the Virginia Beach community. Our community is full of military people. This school alone has so many military kids in it, and it shows that they are supporting the military.
Not only do they have to deal with day-to-day issues without mom or dad being around to help guide them, but they also have the worry and concern about their parent being somewhere very dangerous. And so they have to navigate their everyday world with that in the back of their mind all the time. And I think that's incredibly difficult for those kids and something that a lot of people don't recognize, because our military families are so strong that the kids really just, you know, buck up and do what they need to do every day without complaint. And we sometimes tend to forget that kids like Caitlin are worried about their parents and they have that struggle during the day.
It's not about me, it's about remembering that there are people serving right now so we can live the way we live.
The Virginia Aquarium and Marine Science Center has welcomed its newest addition. Meet Rudder, a 3-year-old rehabilitated harbor seal. He joins the gang at the aquarium's Harbor Seals exhibit.
He was found stranded on a beach in Brigantine, New Jersey, about 2 years ago. It is likely that he was struck by a boat or potentially a victim of a shark attack. Rudder's injuries were primarily to his lower back, and it affected, unfortunately, his ability to move his hind flippers. One of his hind flippers is partially paralyzed.
Because of the extent of Rudder's injuries, he was deemed non-releasable. After some TLC and rehab at the Marine Mammal Stranding Center in New Jersey, he was transported here to the Virginia Aquarium. So why Virginia Beach?
The Virginia Aquarium was specifically chosen by NOAA National Marine Fisheries Service because of our animal expertise, specifically with harbor seals, and because the adults we have are a good match for Rudder in his young age.
You can check Rudder out right at the front of the aquarium along with his 4 brothers. He's the smallest one in the tank with the scars on his back. For aquarium hours and ticket prices information, log on to virginiaaquarium.com. And with that, we've come to the end of our show. But if you've missed something or would like to see it again, you can view this program online. Log on to vbgov.com/media, then under the All Categories button, find and click on Access Virginia Beach. For everyone here at VBTV, I'm Mickey Aceto. Thanks for watching.